What up? What up? What up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video or episode, whichever one you want to call it, of Sportsway with Dray Day podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own, Dray Day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't, once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dray Day Podcast. It's right there on your right-hand side. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so in that way, once a video is dropped, you will get a notification letting you know that your boy dropped. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment at the end, all that good stuff. Y'all see the title to this. Man, listen. I was at work today, right? And we are now embarking on Wrestlemania, I want to say 2 weeks from now, right? 2 weeks from now. And I was at work doing my thing, cleaning these rooms and trying to come up with, content, for my subscribers and for the people that tune in and whatnot. And it got me thinking. Like, I'm a sports fanatic, right? So, there's always a Mount Rushmore for basketball. There's a Mount Rushmore for football. There's a Mount Rushmore for rappers or MCs and stuff like that, right? So I took the liberty of saying, you know what? It's WrestleMania season, so why not come up with my Mount Rushmore of WWE? Now, again, this is my Mount Rushmore. Now, for some other people, it'd be, they'll probably throw Bruno Sammartino in there. They'll probably throw Andre the Giant in there, respectable names. But this is Dray Day's Mount Rushmore of WWE. So I have to put in names that I actually grew up watching, right? All respect to those names that I just mentioned. The Harley Races, Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, just to name a few. Salute to them, right? But for me, when I do a Mount Rushmore, whether it's for any sport or even do a list or a top 5, a top 10 of anything, I always keep it within the realm of people that I grew up watching, right? Now, I will give an honorable mention. I will mention people that came before my time, but they won't be on my list, respectfully, because I didn't grow up watching them. So the 4 names that I have selected on my Mount Rushmore, because when I came up with the thumbnail, I was saying to myself, do I want to put the 4 faces on it already, or do I want to have people think? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna find an empty Mount Rushmore with no faces on it and create a thumbnail. So then that way, when you click this, now you gotta figure out, and now you gotta watch to see who your boy selected. So with that being said, again, the 4 heads that I am putting on my Mount Rushmore for WWE is superstars / wrestlers / performers, whatever you want to go by, whatever your criteria is going to be superstars that I grew up watching, right? Now, this is going to be interesting because there's going to be a lot of people to comment on this, hopefully. And I'm quite sure I'm going to catch some flack for missing out on some names. But again, you can only put 4 heads up there. This is not a top 5 list. No, you can only put 4 heads up there. So let's get to it, shall we? The first name Well, the first the first person that is going on Dre Day's Mount Rushmore. Listen, y'all have heard me kind of not speak about this guy because again, I don't have no respect for him anymore. He was my favorite wrestler growing up when I first started watching wrestling. I think for anybody in my age bracket, which means in your mid 30s, close to 40s, I think it's safe to say that when you started watching wrestling, Hulk Hogan was your favorite wrestler. Now I know some that might have been Macho Man Randy Savage, which I'm not going to argue with. It might have been it might have been Ultimate Warrior. It might have been Jake the Snake Roberts, but for me, it was Hulk Hogan. He was the person that I looked up to from the wrestling standpoint, right? So I had to put my personal shit with him to the side and basically give him his props, give him his respect for what he brought to wrestling. Now, again, this is the Mount Rushmore for WWE. Well, WWF, WWE. But I do remember, watching wrestling when I was younger. And obviously, Hulk Hogan was just on top of the world, right? Headlined the first WrestleMania. The man has been in he's headlined 8 WrestleManias. And since this is WrestleMania season, I said, you know what? Let's factor in the manias that you main evented and put that in the vacuum as well. On top of everything that he has done. Like, if you ask any superstar, who was the person that they looked up to? A lot of them is going to say Hulk Hogan. A lot of them are going to. Again, take the outside stuff out of it. Take it out. That's not what we're going to do with this. Usually I'll say F Hulk Hogan, but for this, I'm going to give him his props. I'm going to give him his respect. He is going to be on my Mount Rushmore for WWE. The man generated a lot of money. And that's when you know that you are the guy. This is when you know you are the guy. How many asses are you putting in these seats and how much money you are making the company? And Hulk Hogan was one of them dudes. He was one of them dudes, right? Love him or hate him. Obviously, he wasn't the best at selling moves. Obviously, he wasn't the best at nurturing new talent or anything like that. But when it came to the big events, he delivered. He put asses in seats and he generated a lot of money to the company. And again, like I said, he main evented 8 WrestleManias. So I got to put him in my Mount Rushmore, right? So that's the first person on Dray Day's Mount Rushmore. Second, this guy should have been the first name I mentioned, but I'm going off of the eras that I grew up watching, right? So the golden era, right, was Hogan, Savage, Warrior, Jake the Snake, Sergeant Slaughter, those guys, right? This era was my era, right? This era I'm about to mention was literally my era. I grew up in this era, right? The Attitude Era, right? And you had a lot of greats in that era. Triple H, The Undertaker, Kane, Mick Foley, whether he was Mankind, Dude Love, any of those dudes, right? Like, I'm trying to think of some names, man. Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, right? The Brahma Bull, the Rock, right? But there was one guy in particular, one SOB in particular, right? He's got to go on the Mount Rushmore. He's got to, right? And see, this part is the hard part because you can make a case that two people in the Attitude Era can go on the Mount Rushmore, right? But for me, I'm only putting one. I'm putting one from each respectable era. So for the Golden Era, Hulk Hogan. Attitude Era, I got to put my guy Stone Cold Steve Austin. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? The toughest SOB. Me personally, there's a debate out there on who was the bigger star in WWE. Was it Austin or was it Hogan? Now, I remember the Austin era. I was in junior high school for that era. And for anybody that is listening to this that is my age, which is, I want to say it again, if you were in your mid-30s, close to 40, you was going to school every day looking to Stone Cold Stunner someone. Yes, you was. Yes, the hell you was, because I know for a fact I was. Stone Cold was very, very, very much popular. Very much popular, right? Now, again, Rock was the dude. He was the dude as well. Austin headlined 4 Manias, right? Three of those Manias were bona fide classics. 3 of them. And I'm talking about from a performing aspect. I'm not talking about the Hogan ones where for the nostalgia it was popular. I'm talking about your in-ring performance in those Manias. 3 of the 4 was bona fide classics. And who were they against? The Rock. WrestleMania 15, WrestleMania 17, and WrestleMania 19. But aside from that, listen, Austin was that dude, man. Like we all live vicariously through Austin because he went to work every day, tormenting his boss, whooping his boss's ass, and we all wanted to do that. Whether it's now in our adulthood or when we was in school and we wanted to whoop the teacher's ass and stun them or whatever, right? Like Stone Cold was God to us. You understand what I'm saying? So Austin gots to be in the Mount Rushmore. He's got to be on the Mount Rushmore. He's got to be. Because again, it's about putting asses in seats and generating money. And Austin, for sure, did those 2 things. Now let's get to the third name. This is where things get dicey, right? Because again, I kind of gave a spoiler, and I was like that I can't put 2 people in the same era in the Mount Rushmore because believe me, I wanted to. Believe you me, I wanted to put The Rock in the Mount Rushmore. Unfortunately, I couldn't. And when I mention these other 2 names, then maybe you might understand why I couldn't. Now we get to the ruthless aggression era. And listen, man, I mean, Kurt Angle crossed over to the ruthless aggression era because, again, he was a part of the Attitude Era as well, right? HBK was a part of the ruthless aggression era. I couldn't say Attitude Era because, you know, he had the career-threatening injury with the back, but he came back in the ruthless aggression era, right? Triple H, he was a part of that era. Randy Orton was a part of that era. Batista was a part of that era. Undertaker, again, crossed over. He was in that era. Jericho was in that area. Eddie Guerrero was in that area. Brock Lesnar was in that area. So many names was in that era. But there was one guy that literally held that era down and eras after that for almost 20, not even almost 20 years, for 20 years. You could say for 20 years. John Cena. John Cena's got to be in the Mount Rushmore. He's got, if John Cena is not in your Mount Rushmore, I have to question your knowledge for whether you say wrestling or sports entertainment. If he's not on your list, I got to question your motive. I got to question it. For you to be able to hold down probably 2 eras, 20 years, right? And even though he did take some breaks, because right now he's part-time, but even when he came back, the fans was just clamored for Cena. I remember when Roman was on his run, and he was just killing people. I forgot the pay-per-view event. I forgot who it was that he beat in the match. And Cena returned. And Michael Cole just went nuts with, oh my God. And the fans was just marked out for Cena. And he was gone for a while too, because, of course, he's getting up there in age and he went to Hollywood and stuff like that. But Cena is that dude. Like, I don't even need to get into all the make-a-wishes that he's done, because that alone is a blessing in itself. For him to make so many make-a-wishes for kids that are sick, commendable. Salute to him for that. Cena has headlined 5 WrestleManias as well, right? There were a couple of names that I like. Rock, I think Rock headlining 5. I think Shawn Michaels headlining 5. I'm trying to think of the names. But again, I had to go off of the eras, right? I had to go off of the era and take one guy from that respective era and put them on my Mount Rushmore. John Cena is that dude. Because again, asses in seats. You got grown-ups. You got women. You got kids, primarily kids, that got their John Cena merch on. And think about it. Even with this era that he's in now, because now John Cena is a heel. But guess what? Those kids are still wearing his merch. They still wearing it. Still wearing it. Do I need to speak about how he is on the mic? Like, his promo skills is top notch, right? Cena may not have that many moves in his arsenal, but that's not what this is about. This is about Mount Rushmore, like important figures in pro wrestling / sports entertainment. And for you to hold down 2 decades, I got to salute you. I got to. So John Cena is on my Mount Rushmore. And now I get to the final person. Now, listen, when I say this name, I know it's going to cause some controversy. I know it is. Trust me. Because again, I said I'm picking somebody from each era. Each era, I'm picking somebody. Believe me, I wanted to put The Rock on here. Believe me, I wanted to put The Undertaker on here. Because me personally, those were the 2 names that I was gunning for. I wasn't thinking of anybody else. Like, if I was going to put 2 other people on this Mount Rushmore, it would have been Rock, Taker. But see, here's the thing. Who do I take off to make room for them? That's the tough part. So they're my honorable mentions, respectfully. Rock and Undertaker. Those were the only 2 names that I was thinking of to put on this Mount Rushmore. But with the 4 names I got, it's hard. Now, when I get to this name, now again, I'm going off of eras. And the name that I'm going to mention is currently a part of this era. He was a part of a group when he first came out. He was in a group when he first came out. But listen, I'm going to be honest with you. The run that he's on now made me even forget he was in this group. Like, real talk. Like, it made me forget that he was a part of the Shield. Like, the run that he's on now, we talking about a 5-year run, because again, Big Dog, Tribal Chief, Head of the Table, all that stuff. All of that happened during the pandemic. All of it. Remember, he had a 5-year run where he just killed shit, right? Roman Reigns has headlined 10 WrestleManias. I'm going to say that again. He has headlined 10 WrestleManias. He has main evented 10 WrestleManias. That's more than anybody. That's more than anybody. And again, with the run that he is on now, again, asses in seats. How much money did you make for the company? Nobody right now is doing what Roman Reigns is doing. Nobody. Like Keep Sweat, nobody is doing what Roman Reigns is doing right now. And it has to be rewarded. It has to. You can't main event 10 WrestleManias and not be on the Mount Rushmore. I'm sorry, you can't. And again, this is my Mount Rushmore. So y'all can come up with your owns, and maybe y'all don't have to put Roman Reigns on there. But for me, for what he's doing right now, I got to put him on there. Because again, like I said, I wanted to put The Rock. I wanted to put Undertaker. But who do I take off? I want, like, when I release this video, I'm going to act like I'm gonna pin a question. Who do I take off this list to make space for Taker and Rock? Because those were the other two that I was even thinking of considering. So if I was to put Rock and Taker on here, which two is coming off? I can't think. I can't think of anybody. I can't. Again, Roman Reigns right now is killing it. He is destroying the game right now. And I mean destroying it in a great way. So yeah, you got to put Roman Reigns in the Mount Rushmore. You've got to put him up there. So again, this is my Mount Rushmore. Y'all can come up with your own. In fact, y'all hit me in them comments, right? Y'all hit me in them comments and y'all tell me who's in your Mount Rushmore. That's going to be what I want in those comments. But I'm going to also do that other one too. Like, I'm going to pin a question. Like, if I was to make space for if I was to make space for Rock and Taker, which two is coming off? So those are the two things I want y'all to do in them comments. So I got Hogan, Austin, Cena, Reigns. That's my Mount Rushmore of WWE. I couldn't put Ric Flair in there because, see, for me, I don't view Ric Flair as a WWE guy. I just don't. I don't. He's more of NWA and WCW. He's more on that realm. Like, I didn't really like, I'm not gonna say I didn't like his run in WWE, but for what I can remember, he really wasn't in WWE for that long. At least in the beginning. Because then he left to go to WCW. And then obviously when WCW disbanded because Vince bought him out and everybody came to WWE, Ric Flair was somewhat relevant. Somewhat, because obviously he was in Evolution with Triple H or in Batista. But yeah, like I view him more of a WCW guy. I wouldn't consider him a WWE guy. So I couldn't put him in the Mount Rushmore. I'm sorry, I couldn't. So again, my Mount Rushmore is Hulk Hogan, unfortunately, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, and the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. So that is my Mount Rushmore. So again, y'all hit me up in them comments. Who's in your Mount Rushmore, right? Who's in your Mount Rushmore? And if I was to make space, if I wanted to put Taker and Rock in my Mount Rushmore, which two is coming out? So those are the two questions that I want y'all to answer in them comments. So it's a wrap for this video. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Once again, if you haven't, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right, again, it's right there on your right-hand side. Just hit the button. It's free 99. You ain't got to pay a dime. Just hit the subscribe button. I'm almost at 500. Come on now. Come on now. Hopefully I'm at 500 before the month is over. Right? We on April 3rd now, so help your boy out. So there you have it. Also, hit that notification bell. So once the video is dropped, you will get a notification. Like the video, share the video, and like I said, leave a comment. Leave a comment. I want all my wrestling fans, all of them, give me your Mount Rushmore of WWE. Don't give me no Mount Rushmore for WCW. Don't give me no Mount Rushmore for TNA. Damn sure don't give me no AEW Mount Rushmore. Give me WWE. If you want to say WWF, if you want to say WWF/WWE, have at it. But give me the Mount Rushmore for the greatest promotion, WWE. In fact, I got one more honorable mention. One more. I got to give one more honorable mention, then I'm out of here. Vince McMahon. I got honorable mention. Listen, the same way I feel about Hogan, I feel about Vince. But you can't take away from what he has done for WWF/WWE. Obviously, if not for him, none of this happens. So he's an honorable mention. A huge honorable mention, right? So there you have it. So in closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video episode of Sportswear with Dray podcast. Catch you on the flip side. Again, hit me in them comments. Hit me in them comments. Please give me your Mount Rushmore. All right? So catch you on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here. Peace.